Want to go in life talking about your story. Like, I'm getting so motivated right now. I'm getting so pumped up, and hopefully you guys can feel that through the camera. Welcome to another episode of Millennial Mindset. We are your host. I'm Brian.
I'm Dalton.
And we got a special guest, one of my best buddies in the whole wide world. It's Robert Reyes.
Hello, all.
Finally got him on the show. I mean, we have asked you so many times. I'm glad today works. We're so excited for your story. Today's going to be awesome. So let's get into how do we meet?
Well, thank you for having me here.
Absolutely.
Dalton and Bryan. And the way we met, that was at Berkshire Hathaway. Berkshire Hathaway in Anna Hills. I was working another brokerage in Irvine, and I transferred to Berkshire Hathaway, and I was just working there in the office, and I saw Mijo. I call him Mijo. I was trying to teach him Spanish. But yeah, that's how we met, and we started like that relationship as a friends and also co-workers, learning each other. You share things that it was working for you in real estate, and I shared things that were working for me in real estate as well. And yeah, like I always try to offer him a shot of tequila in the mornings, but he wouldn't come to my office.
And for those of you that don't know, Berkshire Hathaway, it's a real estate office. Robert is in real estate. He's an agent, and he's also a loan officer as well. You know, he's killing the game. He's very successful. And, you know, I would have Robert come up to my office because our office, we were separated by a couple doors. And he'd come up to me at like 9, 10 in the morning, and he goes, "Hey, you want a shot of tequila?" And I go, "Who is this guy taking a shot of tequila at 9, 10 in the morning?" Hey, but whatever works. You know, if you got to take a shot of tequila. And ever since I've been doing that every morning, my sales have increased 10 times. So thanks for the secret. Now I know what you're doing to do really well.
Yeah, it's just in the mornings when I was making cold calling, like phone calls, and just a shot of tequila will get me relaxed, calm, and start making those phone calls. And
disclaimer, hold on, I don't mean to cut you off. We're not suggesting drinking and working. No alcohol at the workplace. You heard it here first. Do not do that. We do not recommend that.
That's right.
But anyway, so tell us a little bit about your story. How old are you? Where'd you come from? And what did you do to get to that point?
Okay, so first of all, I was born and raised in Uruapan, Michoacan. That's Mexico. And I came here to the United States in December 8, 2008. That's my favorite number, December 8, 2008. And also, I mean, growing up playing basketball, rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. His jersey was number 8. So
How old were you when you came?
I was 17 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 17 years. So yeah, so I came. I knew some English. I would say I took a couple classes in elementary, high school. I would say maybe I knew 30% of English. But funny story, when I got here, I would say maybe on the first, second month, I was telling Brian a story that I went to McDonald's and I tried, like I was craving French fries. And when I got there to McDonald's, I didn't know how to ask for French fries. I forgot like the name French fries. And I remember seeing the board, it was just combo number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Yeah. But it didn't say the word French fries. So I was confused. I was new here. And I was so mad with myself. I would say, yeah, just mad. But that was the motivation that it gave me. That I was like, you know what? Next time I come, I will know how to order French fries. I will learn it. And I asked my stepfather. My stepfather, he's Caucasian. He learned Spanish within 2 years.
Wow.
The way he learned Spanish within 2 years, it was by practicing with my mom, with us. Listening to videotapes, radio, practicing with the co-workers, and not being shy, just practicing. People used to make, I'm guessing, fun of him, but that wouldn't stop him. The main goal for him, I'm sure it was to learn Spanish, to communicate with my mom and also us. So for me, it was just a motivation. I remember I asked him one time, we were sitting in the family room, and I asked him, hey, like, how can I learn English? Like, I want to learn it. Like, and that was like, he gave me a couple advices. You don't just learn it like in school. You're learning with your girlfriend, your spouse, your husband, friends, reading books, listening to videos, music. You're learning in different ways. But the more you practice, the more you're going to learn and in a shorter time frame.
How long would you say it took for you to be fluent in English?
I was 18 years old. I would say it took me like 2 years. Yeah, and the way like it helped me out in those 2 years, it was by networking. So when I got here, I didn't have no friends. I mean, my only family is just my stepfather, his son, my brother and sister, but and the side of my stepfather's family. But that was it. Like no friends, and I needed to start from zero. So I started working at this company, and from there I started like networking with coworkers. So I started learning words, things that it helped me out. From there, I would say just meeting some of those coworkers, inviting me to like parties, maybe a club here and there, and then from there just meeting more people that I was just networking and learning. So from there, I would say I ended up having a girlfriend. I think, yeah, it was like 20 years old. And that girlfriend happened to be, she was a tutor in Irvine. And so she helped me out a lot. Like when it comes to like improving my English skills, practicing. So yeah, writing, I would say writing, speaking. And then at the same time, in those 2 years, I was working, but then I was taking ESL classes.
No, what's
So that's
that?
like adult classes. So adult classes to help you in practice like English. Because I was 17 years old and I was going to turn 18, 2009. Like I couldn't go to high school because I was old already, 19
Yeah.
years old. So I couldn't go to high school in my last year. So I needed to take those ESL adult classes. But after 6 months of taking those classes, for me, I want to be surrounded like by young people because ESL classes is just adult people, and for me, like 19 years old, like I want to be with people that are going here, going to a movie theater, restaurant, bar, or not a bar, but restaurants, and just like have a chit chat about something that about sports, things like
People
that.
you can relate
Yeah,
with.
people I can relate to. Yeah, so after 6 months, I took those classes and then I transferred to Orange Coast College.
You went to Orange Coast?
I went to Orange Coast College.
Really?
Yeah,
I went to
yeah.
Orange Coast.
You did?
Yeah,
Nice.
so I didn't know you went to Orange Coast College. OCC, yeah.
Yeah, OCC. And so I was working full time, and at the same time I was going to school full time. And full time, that means like the whole year. Like in summer classes, I was taking classes.
What years were you at OCC?
I was in 2010 to 2014.
So we were there at
Yeah.
the same time. I was there 2011, 2012.
2011.
We probably crossed paths. Didn't even know it.
And at this point in your life, like, what was your goal? What were you chasing after?
Just meeting new people, like having friends, like meeting people, having friends, and also improving my English like skills, my language. That was my main goal, and buying my first car. Yeah, so when I used to go to OCC, I was taking the bus, but like I remember like some of my friends in Mexico, they have their own cars, or the parents, they would let them borrow their cars. And for me, like I was taking the bicycle, I used to take the scooter to go to work, and it's like, okay, like for me, it was fun.
Yeah.
Like I was young, so it was fun, but that was my motivation, like to buy my first car. And I think that's, as a man, I think that's, I would say once you turn 18, 19, I think that's your first goal, in my opinion, to buy your first car.
Yeah.
And once you start it on and then play your own music and then you go pick up your friends, it's just like a really nice feeling. Yeah, so that way I bought my first car, and I think I would like to share something with you guys and also other people that are watching right now. I went to the dealership, and my first dream car, it was the Dodge Charger. Yeah, it was a really nice looking. I think that's when it came out, like in 2006 or 7. So I really liked the body style. I went to the dealership. I mean, I was 18, 19 years old. I mean, the salesperson didn't even open the door to see it.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I wasn't going to buy it, 18, 19 years old.
Yeah.
And but I remember just like touching it, just like taking a photo next to it, like touching the door handle, the car.
You were touching the dream.
Yes, it was a nice feeling. And what I did, I went inside and I got a magazine of the Dodge Charger picture. Once I got home, I cut the picture. And then that picture, I put it next to my dresser room. Yeah, so that picture stayed there 24/7. So when my first job, I used to wake up at 5 in the morning. From 5 in the morning to like 1, 2 p.m., 3, and then I would go to school. And then from school, I would get out from school, let's say 6 or 7. Some semesters, I was going to school in the morning. I would say 7 to like maybe 1, 2 p.m. And then working from 2 all the way to 10, 11, or 12 p.m. midnight. That was my schedule, I would say, for almost 4 or 5 years. Yeah,
Wow.
just full time working and full time like school. But going back to the picture of the Dodge Charger, that's now that I got older and I started reading books and then working with people, that's what I call the vision board. Yeah, the vision board right there. So that picture of the car, some mornings it was tough, like waking
Yeah.
up 4 or 5 in the morning, and after like a day before a long hours of work or school.
Yeah.
But that picture kept me motivated.
Yeah.
Like I'm doing this to buy my first car, and then in the morning and then at night before going to sleep. And sure enough, I would say that's when the economy had crashed in 2008. So no one was approving you for, and I was new, no credit.
Yeah.
I remember they used to call me a ghost, and I was like, why a ghost? Because I mean, no offense, but you're no one. You don't have no credit history. So that's what they call a ghost.
Yeah.
There's no history. Yeah. So I was like, okay, well, I continue working, saving money. And then I would say after a year, like I didn't give up. Some other people were telling me, oh, go buy this like a car, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000.
Yeah.
Why do you have to buy this expensive car? And it's like, well, that's what I want. That's what I'm working for. Like, that's what I'm studying and sacrificing all my time, because a lot of my friends at that age, they were going to parties. They were going to vacation, all these things. For me, I was working full time and going to school full time. So after a year and a half or 2 years, I saved, I think it was about $7,000-$8,000, and I didn't give up on my Dodge Charger, and I kept looking for it. And then in Huntington Beach dealership, they had one. It was a 2016 with only like 16,000
Oh,
miles.
wow.
And I was like, I want it. And then the price was like 15,000. And I was like, hey, like I've been looking for this car for a year and a half. I really want to buy it. I don't have no credit. My stepfather used to take me to the car dealerships like the first couple of times, but then he just like he stopped. Like it was like no one is approving you. But I didn't give up. So I learned how to drive here. He taught me, and then also me like just taking practice. I drove to Huntington Beach dealership. I was 19. 19 years old. I negotiated the sales price with the guy, and I told him, hey, $7,000. That's the only thing I have for down payment. That's 50%. So the dealership accepted the finance. I remember it was Drive Financial. For all of you who doesn't know who is Drive Financial, Drive Financial is the dealership who approves first-time buyers with the interest rate 26%.
Oh.
So that's like Drive Financial. So I was approved. I didn't care, 26%. I was like, the car cost me like 14, 15,000. So I only financed $7,000 or $8,000, which my monthly payment was $230. My car insurance was more than my car monthly payment, but I didn't care. And the reason is because I achieved my goal, and that was to own my first car. So yeah, so I bought it, and once I drove out the dealership, I played my music, and I remember it was like 50 Cent and what's it called? It was 50 Cent and this singer Justin
Timberlake?
Yeah. What's the name of that song?
Sexy back.
No.
Was it?
It,
It's on the tip of my tongue. I used to listen to that song all the time.
yeah, it's
too.
a bit of a song. And I remember I was like driving on Beach Boulevard and just playing the music. It was just a nice feeling.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, but I would say foreign couple years going I would say 3-4 years like forward, after reading books, Andrew Carnegie, Napoleon Hill, all those great books I like to read. And before, when I was younger, I didn't used to read. It was more about sports, having fun in Mexico. But then I saw the value of reading. So what I learned is that we need to have a vision board. Yeah, and not just the vision board, but also like on your phone, on your tablet, on your office, and picture something that you want. And you want to have it there consistently where you're like seeing it like every day. Why? Because every day we're going to experience some rock bottom moments. And that could be maybe you had this deal going on and then all of a sudden it got canceled. and you've been working for this deal for 3-6 months or even a year or longer than that. But once you see that picture, it will remind you, like, okay, this is what I'm doing it for. And that's what is going to help you out to make the next step, to keep moving forward. So I mean, when I was 18 years old, like I was just excited. I put that picture, but growing, like getting older, now I see the value.
Yeah.
And that's what is called law of attraction.
Yeah, law of attraction.
Now,
Law
one-
of attraction.
Now,
Yeah.
once you got that car and you achieve your goal, were you thinking like, okay, what's next? Or did you enjoy that for a little bit and then set out another goal?
That's a great question, Dalton, and I'm glad you asked, because it was a nice feeling. For me, it was a beautiful car. I felt like I was driving a Ferrari. Yeah, even though it was a V6, but it's not. Yeah. So it was a nice goal, but that goal, that feeling, it goes away.
Yeah.
So after 2 years, it wasn't the same feeling like as when I got it the first week, the first day, the week, the 1st month, the first year. So I'm glad you asked the question. I would say for me as a person, and I'm sure for you guys too, as my friends, we need to keep adding goals
Absolutely.
in our vision board.
100%.
Yeah. So that was my dream, the door charger at that time. My first job, I started like working, and I was getting paid $10 an hour. And everybody in that circle, like those coworkers, everybody kept talking about $12 an hour. I want $12 an hour, $15 an hour. That's the dream. That's the American dream, like $15 an hour. Yeah. And for me, it was like, okay, 12. I want to make $12. I want to make $15. And so what I did, I put it in my vision board. I want to make $12, $15 an hour after 2 or 3 years. And so after 2 or 3 years, I was laid off in that company, and that's because the economy. I would say since my first job, I was always responsible and loyal. I would say to the company, my manager and coworkers, respectful too, helping each other. But after 2-3 years, I was laid off. So I was laid off, and then what I did is just I just continued school. I wasn't working. But then after 3-4 months, I was like, I'm bored. Like, I need to start doing something. So I started looking. My stepfather told me, okay, look into Craigslist, side jobs here and there. And then I found this job in Irvine. It was a basket company. It was a furniture company. So I applied. I went to the interview. They hired me. And after working there 6 months, I didn't like working there. And that's because the management, I was still going to school full time. They didn't care about my school. It was really difficult. But I was finishing my job. But even though I was finishing my job better and faster than the other coworkers, still they were giving me more. You can do more. And after 4 to 6 months, I was like, you know what? That's not what I want to do in my life. Yeah. I don't want to be working as a driver. I don't want to be working in the warehouse. I don't want to be a manager. And that's through, I would say, some bad experience with managers. I was like, I don't see myself as a manager. And I started talking with my stepfather and also friends at that time that I had built relationship already. And friends that I made, I would say, through soccer, basketball, from working from one job to another one. And the question that I asked myself, I was 20 years old. I was like, well, what? My stepfather asked me that too. He was like, what do you want to do? Where do you see yourself 10 years from now? That was a great question. In one of the songs from Biggie, I think the name of the song is it's called "The Sky Is the Limit."
Yeah.
And one of the intros in one of those songs, they asked Biggie, rest in peace. I think it was Diddy. Yeah, and he asked him, hey Biggie, where do you see 10 years from now? And it's a beautiful question. And he asked me that, and I was like, okay, where do I see 10 years from now? And I answered this, I see myself owning a company, being the owner, and doing sales. And he asked me, what kind of sales? I don't know yet. I didn't have an answer. But I know I want to do sales. And the reason I knew I wanted to do sales, and he knew as well, my stepfather, because growing up in Mexico, I used to help people, sell items, your purse, avocados, a motorcycle, animals, soccer shoes, basketball shoes, shirts, everything that you didn't need, but maybe Brian could benefit.
Yeah.
And then I will be the middle guy, like, hey, here, there, like, boom. And
So
same
you're out
thing
there
too.
just hustling at a young age.
Yeah, at a young age.
Yeah.
And fun and something to share. What I used to do, let's say sweaters, $40. Hey, Dalton, this is $50, but you can give me $30, and then the rest of it you can give me in monthly payments. So every
Dang.
2 weeks I used to go collect my money. It was
Dang.
funny. It was good. But
Financing the deal.
so yeah, going back. So my stepfather asked me that, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to work at that furniture company anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I'm tired. And he was like, okay, well, apply at sales companies. Like, so I applied Verizon, AT&T, Foot Locker, Finish Line, all those companies that have sales and that I have interest. Maybe selling phones, sneakers, basketball shoes, things like that. But again, we were in 2010. The economy was still bad.
Yeah.
Right? So no one was hiring people, but still I didn't give up. I still continued like applying. And one day I was at home applying for jobs, and my stepfather got home, and he said, "Hey, Robert, like, how's everything going with the?" You know, I was like, "Hey, with the interviews," I was like, "No one is calling, no one is hiring," and he was like, "Hey, I heard in the radio that Carmax is hiring people," and I was like, "What's Carmax?" And he's like, "Look it up." So I went to the computer and I looked at Carmax. And then Carmax, I was like, oh, like an auto industry. And I was like, oh, selling cars? That would be like nice. That would be cool. 20 years old, selling cars. And I just got excited. And then I went online. And then the same night, I applied for it. I applied in Irvine and I applied in Costa Mesa. And I want to stop there. And I want to share something with you guys. And also, I would say with everybody who's watching this video. So my stepfather shared the idea with me. And I act on it. I didn't say, yes, that's correct. I didn't say, oh, I'm going to do it tomorrow in the morning once I finish watching my basketball show, once I finish watching my soccer show, once I finish watching my novela, like TV show or Netflix. No. I stopped everything that I was doing, and I went straight to the Carmax website, and I applied. I didn't postpone it for the next day, the next week, the next year, the next 10 years. No. Like, I did it that night. And I believe that's, I would say, when it makes a big difference.
That's the separation between successful people and people not having success. It's like that small, just taking that action. When you get a good idea, when you hear something great and you get a good feeling about it, act on it right then and there.
That's correct.
No regrets.
Don't postpone it. No excuses. If you have a birthday party, if you had whatever you had, just do it. If you really want it that bad, just do it and act on it. And so that's what I did. And sure enough, I would say 2 or 3 days later, both Carmax in Irvine and Costa Mesa, they called me. But first, Irvine called me. So I went to the interview. But before I went to the interview, I did research about the company. So I did research when it started, how many employees, what's their philosophy when it comes to like selling cars as a car industry. I learned everything about the company. I knew how many stores they had, when did they start, what year, everything. So when I went to my interview, and I would say I will take it back. Before I went to my interview, I asked my stepfather like to help me out, questions here and there, practice. And one thing he told me is like, every company has like a specific color that it represents them. So what I did research, and Carmen's colors is blue and gold. So what I did, I went to, I can't remember, Marshall's, Ross Store, TJ Maxx, and I bought my brown pants and my blue shirt, something similar like this. So I bought it, and that's Carmax colors, blue and gold.
Yeah.
So I bought my belt, and I went to the interview, and I was the youngest one from 60 or 80 people in the open house from recruiting like a
Really?
car. Yeah. But there were a lot of people there with car industry experience. And I would say sometimes us will think like, and also like, especially myself there, 19 years old or 20, and seeing all these people that they have years of experience. I didn't have no experience in selling cars. Yeah. So, but at the same time, my mind, it was like, I'm going to get this job. I'm going to get it. I'm going to make it happen. And it's all positive things. I wasn't looking at other people like, I heard them. They have 10 years of experience. That guy was the top producer at a Dodge dealership or Chrysler, whatever. I didn't care. My main goal was like, I want to get this job. I'm going to make anything that I can to make it happen. So I dressed up myself. Most of them, they were with suits and ties. Some of them, you'll be surprised, with shorts, Hawaiian shirt. And so I was there at the first open house, first interview. And I remember like shaking, my stepfather told me, do eye contact, shake hands with all the people. So when I got there, I remember this manager, his name is Bill Wilson, and he was there. And I remember I shook his hands like strong, like shaking hand. And eye contact is like, hey, my name is Robert Reyes. And I can't remember, I said something like this, like, I'm here, like, I was like, I'm here to get this opportunity. And no, I was like, I'm here to get this opportunity, and I came prepared to sell my first car today. And I was like, because my brown pants and blue shirt, I was like, I'm ready to work. Like, where's my desk?
Yeah.
Like, I was like, it's like,
That's awesome.
those kind of key words that it will help you to stand out from the rest of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, where's my desk? Like, where do I clock in? You like to check it? Yeah. So I made him laugh, and I made him laugh. And so I'm sure that helped me out at the
Oh,
beginning.
absolutely, 100%.
Yeah. So we were there, and one salesperson, I remember her name is Cindy. If you're watching, Cindy, hi. She was there, and so the managers brought her into the front to answer any other questions for people that have. So the managers, they asked, anyone has any questions? No one raised their hand. From 60 people. And I was there, I was like, yes. I have a question. And I remember I asked something like this. I was like, Cindy, how can you can you please describe me like what your day looks like working at Carmax? It was just one question, like, please describe me to help me out. And I asked that question, and then like she answered. And I'm sure a lot of people, they probably thought it was a stupid question. It's not. In my opinion, but like a question like that, it helped me out to the next step for managers to be looking at me.
Yeah.
Like, I want the kid, brown pants, blue shirt, ready to work. He asked me, where can I clock in? Where's my desk? He asked a question. And a good salesperson always asks more questions and less talking. Yeah. So I asked a question, she answered. And maybe I asked like another question or two, and then that was it. They gave us a tour, and then they scheduled us for like the second meeting. The second meeting, I only had one blue shirt. So what I did, it's kind of messed up. What I did, I went back to Ross or Marshall, wherever I bought my shirt. And what I did, I was like, hey, that shirt didn't fit me. So I put it all together all nice, and I wrap it, and I exchange it for a color white. Yeah. Hey, like, I mean, $40 at that time, it's a lot. Like,
Got to do what you got to do.
Yes. So I went back, and then I got the white shirt. So I was like ready for my second interview. I did research and I practiced. And I remember the second interview, he was to sell a car to one of the top sales consultants there. At that time, I remember it was Danny Smith. This guy, great salesperson. So for me, I learned everything about this specific car, which it was a Jaguar. It was I can't remember the model. It was like a sedan, and they were like, okay, like sell a car to Danny. So for me, selling a car at that time was like, okay, well, this car is 2020 miles per gallon. Is this four-door sedan, and pointing out like power statements, everything about the car, and that's just downloading a lot of information. But I didn't know. But the things that I did do that they really like is like handshaking, eye contact. Yeah, hey, how's your day going? That's what it's called, building relationship, asking questions. It's not just about business, selling a car, this is a beautiful car, blah, 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 blah. And that's what a lot of salespeople that have trouble. They focus too much about the company, I'm the top producer, and just like statements about them. A lot of people, they done a lot of research that they know more about the car than what, even though you work there, and you might think you know about the car. But it's the simple things: building a relationship, eye contact,
understanding,
shaking, being on time, bringing a cup of water, like bring a cup of coffee, bringing an extra chair for the wife to sit next to the husband. Some of my associates, I used to see husband sitting or wife sitting, and then the kids sitting, husband standing, and there's other chairs available. Hey, sorry, excuse me, I'll be right back. Bringing a chair, things like that people appreciate. but going back to selling the car to Danny Smith, like I'm sure I failed the test, but there was like a couple good things about like that scenario. But I knew like I messed up, like in when it comes to selling the car because I just downloaded a lot of information, and so before we say goodbye to the other manager in Danny Smith, I was like, hey, I would like to share something with you guys. At that time, I was working at the furniture store, and I said something like this. It's like, hey, I don't need a job. Like I already have a job. I'm already working. What I need a career where I can improve my skills. There's a difference between job and a career. And I was like, I already have a job. What I need is a career. I want to improve my skills, and I want to provide great customer service and all those kind of things. Carmax is about customer service. Yeah, like customer service, they're really good at that. So so that was my second interview. They scheduled me for the third interview. Again, no lies. The white shirt didn't fit me, so I needed to go back and exchange it for a different color. And that color, again, it was a blue color, but it was a lighter, not a darker color. So it was a lighter color. And so I got the blue shirt, and I went back to Carmax, my third interview. I got there like around 11:30 a.m., 12. And I didn't leave there until like 11:30 p.m.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was there just sitting, doing eye contact, shaking hands, talking to people, sitting in the waiting room. And I was just there, patient, with my brown pants and my folder, sitting straight and just smiling to people when they were walking by and everything, like, hey, I'm here. And so Bill Wilson, again, the manager, he asked me a couple questions. He brought me to his office. It was maybe 9:30, 10 p.m. And once we were done, like with the meeting, he was like, that was the last question. He was like, I have great news for you. And he was like, you're hired. And I was like, oh, that was a great feeling. Like to be hired by Carmax, Carmax is one of the 100 best companies to work for in the United States. Yeah, like great, like all the managers, salespeople, everybody's so friendly, smiling. It's all positive. Like, and my previous job, some of the managers, they weren't nice. Some of my coworkers were nice. But Carmax, it was just a beautiful career, like a beautiful place to work. And so after Carmax, I was in training. While I was doing training, I saw 2 cars.
Dang.
So I saw 2 cars while I was in training.
Wow.
And it's because they were short in staff.
Yeah.
So for me, I was like, hey, let me call.
Yeah.
Like, I was just excited. And like I said, I didn't know about cars. But it was just the little things that people really like. Opening the door for the wife. Opening the doors. If I didn't know the answer, it's just a straight answer. Like, I do not know the answer. I'm sorry, sir, but I will look for the answer. I'll be right back. Not just making up something. No, like go do your research. If you don't know it, there's nothing wrong if you don't know an answer. Yeah, but it's wrong if you don't do research to find the answer.
That's true.
Yeah, so for me, it's just okay. I will be right back. I will go talk to a couple of my associates that I build relationship. And I was talking to everybody, shaking hands, building a relationship, and all those people, they share their knowledge with me. Yeah, so I will learn something from you, something from Brian, something from that person. So I would say after 2-3 months, boom, I learned a lot. But that's because I network and I build a relationship with each person.
And I guarantee you're still using that knowledge you learned at Carmax up until this day.
That's correct. So in Carmax, I worked there for, I would say, 3 years. And while I was working, I was still going to school, OCC. So I was taking some online classes, going to school here and there. And like after 3 years, going back to what you asked me or you just said, it's about networking.
Yep.
Yeah, so working at Carmax, it was a great career. But I was like, okay, like I want to get paid more. Like I wanna now my goals are different. Now my goals at that time was more maybe about a house, maybe like a bigger car, maybe having in my bank account more money, like save up. So at Carmax, I ended up my career in Person's Club. Person's Club is like the top level when it comes to like sales consultants. And while I was working at Carmax, I was networking with people, with friends, family, going to a birthday party, baby shower. And through that networking, one of my friends, his name is Adan Canales, really good friend. I met him through one of my friends that he was my first friend here in the United States. His name is Rosalio. So he works at Chase. Before he was Washington Mutual, he was the first banker that opened my bank account. Maybe with 10, 20 bucks, $10, $20. He opened my bank account. So with him, I network. I stay in contact. Really nice guy. We build relationship. He invited me to carnitas, birthday parties here and there. And then through his parties, I met Adan Canales, one of my good friends. So with Adan, he was doing title at that time. He was doing escrow and title. So he had a lot of friends, by networking, that he had built relationship through real estate from Los Angeles to Orange County. And I was like, hey, you know what? He always wanted to see too. Nice car, nice suits, nice sunglasses. I was like, oh, and my mom used to ask me, oh, here comes your friend, that one that looks nice, like with the suit, the nice car, the glasses. And I was like, oh yeah, that's my friend. It was cool. And he reads a lot, but also Hulu. He used to learn a lot through watching videos. A really knowledgeable person. And so with Adan, I was like, hey Adan, I like working at Carmax, but I want to make more money for the time I put in. And it's not about the money, but it's what money does. Yeah. And what money does, buys you a trip to Cancun, buys you a house, buys you diapers for your kids, buys you stuff. And he was like, okay, Robert, hey, you know what? I've known you for 2-3 years. You're a good guy. You've been doing great at Carmax. You should get into real estate. And I was like, real estate? He was like, yeah, get into real estate. And at that time, I was 23 years old, 24. And I was like, real estate? I was like, yeah, I can see myself doing real estate. And I was like, okay, that would be fun, selling real estate. And I was like, you know what? Let's make it happen. And again, we had a conversation, and that was at a bar. That was at Green Girls in Westminster. It's a bikini bar. So we were there, playing pool, having a drink, something. Yeah. So I was like, real estate. So that was that night. The next day, I did research about schools, where to take my classes.
Taking action.
And taking action the next day, not postponing it, not the next month, year. Yeah. Right away. And so I did research. I invested my money into a class here in school. One of them, it was really bad. The material didn't really help me out to pass my exam. Mm-hmm. So I raised to another school, and it didn't work. Another one, the third one, it worked. That school, I give credits. It's real estate trainers located here in Anaheim, California. It's one of the best schools when it comes to your real estate licensing. So that school helped me out with the crash course and everything to pass my test. Once I passed it, on my first month, I helped a family. Second month, I helped a family to buy a duplex in Santa Ana.
Awesome.
No experience in real estate, but it was just the little things. I was there. I got there at open house from 12 to 6:30 p.m.
And you were what, 23 years old?
23. No, I was 24.
24?
24.
Yeah, and when you're 24 and you have no real estate experience, when you try to help a family, it's a huge task. Mm-hmm. It's stressful.
I didn't have mustache. I was just young, and
that's how I was.
Baby face. They used to call
when I was 23, I was so nervous because I've never bought or sold a home in my life. I was freshly out of college. I was playing baseball my whole life, and I'm like, these people are trusting me to purchase their biggest asset, their biggest investment, and I was so nervous, but I was prepared. Yes. I studied the contracts. I had a team mentor who taught me a whole bunch of stuff. And I just went in there, just like you said, with the best faith, and truly trying to help them. And I try to be prepared as possible. And if I didn't know the answers, I was going to do research and get them the answers.
Yeah. No, and it's good. It's the little things. And you did research before going to the open house.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's great. Mm-hmm. Trust me, a lot of people, and even though they have years of experience, they don't do research when they're hosting an open house. They don't know the cross streets. Sometimes they might ask a question, they don't know.
They don't know the schools.
The schools, exactly. But yeah, so that was my second month. And I was like, oh, real estate is great. That's easy. For first deal, my second month. So after second or third month, I quit Carmax. And then after the third month, nothing. 4th month, nothing. 5th month, nothing. 6, 7 month, nothing. So those 3, 4, 5 months of not selling anything and doing open houses, working every day. I was doing open houses from 9 a.m. sometimes, 10, all the way to 6 p.m. Oh. I was just there. But I was new. I was just excited, door knocking, and 100 houses per day. And I wasn't doing cold calling because I didn't know cold calling existed at that time. So I was just open houses and door knocking. Yeah, but I didn't stop. Like I just continue, and then those second month to like the 7th month, all that time that I put in, it paid off. Like in the 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, I was having 4 deals, 5 deals per month. Like in my last quarter, and I ended up like I think it was 16 to 19 transactions on my first year.
Wow.
And that's all work ethic. That wasn't buying leads like Ancilo, Trulia, Redfin, or adding myself as a cool listing to give me credits and say I sold it and I didn't really sell it. None of that. Yeah, it was all work ethic. Work ethic was my open houses, my door knocking, answering the door, answering questions, doing research, following up, smiling, and wearing my suit. It was hot, but I was wearing my suit, my tie, and was just smiling and everything, and that's what it helped me out. And a lot of things that I learned at Carmax too, like building relationship, work ethic, follow up, going above and beyond for your clients. That's a key thing. I would say in everything in life, going always above and beyond for your clients, for your family, and for your friends too. Yeah, so that was my I would say my first year, and then second year, and then third year, and then on my 4th year, I just decided, okay, you know what? I want to have my own brokerage. I want to get my broker license. And then after my broker license, I want to get my mortgage license. And yeah, like after 4 years, I passed my brokers and my mortgage license. My mortgage license, oh man, like when I passed that test, I was crying. I cried. In my broker license, it was easy, and I didn't struggle with that one. But my mortgage license, I did struggle. And something to share again with you guys and for all you that are watching, that's how life is. Like sometimes you're going to fail, but don't let that stop you. Just continue moving forward. Take it. Some people might laugh at you. You might feel, okay, this is not for me because you failed 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. No. If you really want it, keep trying. And then eventually, like you're going to pass it, you're going to achieve it, you're going to get it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's something that I would say through school, it helped me out. And not sometimes I would say with school, it's not you learn a lot of things in school and just working. One thing that I still remember from like OCC from school and something that it has helped me out like right now in the present and in the future, and also in the past, I would say. It's the power of asking a question.
Yep.
So I had failed a test. It was arts. Who fails arts? But again, I felt it was just a couple points. Yeah. And I was so upset. I was like, I need to take this class again. That's 4 months. Taking arts again, 4 months. I was like, I don't see myself doing that. And I remember I was like, you know what? Let me ask the professor, can you assign me something to take extra credits and you can pass me? Sure enough, I asked the question. She gave me extra assignments. I completed them, and she passed me. So that's something that I always carry with me. I always ask the question. Yep. If you want this girl to be your girlfriend, ask the question. Yep. Sometimes we don't ask it, and we lose the opportunity. Sometimes it's a good opportunity, a good career, good job, and we don't ask the question. Another story to share: Apple computer, about the new one a couple months ago last year. And on my first week, I'm not lying. On my first week, I was working, and then with my phone laying down on my couch, I dropped my phone. Those computers, they're really sensitive when it comes to the screen. That thing probably hit like that, and it cracked it. On my first week, that screen cost at least $1,000. So it was my fault. Yeah, but like for me, I was like, I just paid like close to like 3,000.
Yeah, they're expensive.
And then another 1,000, I was like, that's 4,000. Yeah. I was like, I can't afford it. Yeah. So I was like, it reminded me in school. Ask the question, Robert. Yeah. So I was like, you know what? Let me go to Apple. Let me ask them. I will be honest. You know what? I broke my computer. I dropped my phone and I cracked the screen. But the way I present it is really important too. When you want to ask a question, when you want something, it's really important how you present it, how you ask for it. So when I went to Apple, I was like, hey, like my name is Robert. I was like, I've been with you guys with Apple for the past 8 years. I've been a good member. This is my third computer that I bought. Look at my phone, it's Apple too. Just a nice presentation. You know what? Something that happens my first week, I cracked the screen. And I know it might be too much to ask, but I wanted to ask, like, can you guys help me out? And I just threw like another thing too, like another sentence. And sure enough, I asked the question, and guess what? They fix it.
Wow.
They fix it.
That's crazy.
That saved me at least $1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, going back, it's just asking the question.
The worst they can say is no.
Yeah, the worst they can say is no. And if they say no in Sacos Plaza, then just go to Brea. Go to Brea and ask them there. And if they say no, go to Irvine and ask them. And if they say no, go to Los Angeles and ask them. But if you ask 5, 7 different stores, it increases the chances for someone to say yes.
Just that mentality too,
Yeah.
like never quitting.
Yeah.
Like always find that opportunity. And if it's not there, go on to
Yes.
the next. And
That's
that
correct.
opportunity might open up the door.
That is correct. So it's always asking questions. One thing stops you. Okay, go to the next one. Go to the next
Yep.
one. And yeah, so going back, I would say to my brokerage, my mortgage license, I failed that test 5 times. So when you fail the first time, you need to wait 30 days to retake it. So to wait 30 days, you lose momentum. But also a lot of things happens in life that maybe like a car accident, transactions, bills, basketball, soccer, a lot of things that happens like in our lives that we might lose concentration and focus. I would say focus and also the momentum. So I needed to, those 30 days, again, study day and night. So I was working my real estate, but then I was studying at night. And when I was studying, I was working, let's say, from 8 a.m. to like 6 p.m., 7 p.m., and then from 8 p.m. to 1 a.m., 2 a.m. I wasn't studying like in the morning, the afternoon, my real estate hours. No, I wouldn't let that happen. And also for my clients, I was always my clients from 8 a.m. to like 6, 7 p.m. And then after that, I was sacrificing my sleep. So it was from 8 p.m. to 1, 2 a.m. in the morning. My weekends, that was my weekends. When I had my day off, I was studying from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., 9 p.m., 10 p.m. So the second time, I failed it. And the third time, I failed it. So once you fail your third time, you had to wait 6 months. Imagine that. Exactly. Like a lot of people in mortgages, it's really hard. They don't take it. They don't retake it. And it's a really scary thing, I would say, when you submit the button to like see your results and you see like fail. My third time when I failed, it was 73%, and you need 75 to pass it.
How many
that
questions?
was like 2 questions.
How many questions is the test?
It's 125. No, 150, 125 or 150, and you need to score 75% and above. So the first time when I took it, it was only like I scored 65. So that's okay. I know I need to practice more. But once you start scoring 70%, 73,
So
71,
close.
but also you don't know now which ones are good, which ones are wrong. Yeah. So that was my third time I fell. I needed to wait 6 months, and I waited those 6 months. But once the 4-month, 5th month hit, I was studying.
Yeah.
My 4th test, I failed it. My 5th test, I failed again. And my 6th test, that's my last attempt to wait again 6 months. You know how stressful I was?
Yeah.
Yeah, but again, just take the shot tequila.
That's the secret.
Take that shot tequila, but just like a boxer, like a professional player. What I used to do, and I do it for my appointments and real estate mortgages in the mornings, I listen to music. Like boxers, before they get into a ring and fight, they always play their favorite song. It gets them pumped up.
Raises their energy.
Yeah.
For me, Eminem. I love Eminem. His lyrics.
Me too.
Till it collapse. All those things. It's just like it's great lyrics. And growing up in Mexico, that was the first singer that I heard, Eminem. So from there, I started liking hip hop, rap, and all those kind of things. But yeah, so that's what I did in the mornings. In my 6th attempt, I went and I prayed, and you had to have faith. Pray, have
Absolutely.
faith, believe in yourself. Even though you have failed so many times, don't lose that hope. Don't lose that faith. Continue. Be positive. I went, I took my test, and then I hit submit, and I passed that test with 86%. And I was like, yes, like it was just a great feeling.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I just like I called my girlfriend. I was like, hey, I passed my test. I was crying on the phone. I called my family and a couple of my few friends. And it was just a nice feeling
That's
passing
so
that mortgage
awesome.
test. But the thing is, like in those, I would say 6 to 9 months, I never lost like faith. And I said to myself one day, I was like, I know I'm going to pass it. I know I'm going to make it happen. The question is when. Like I don't know it, but the sooner that I practice, that I take it,
Yeah.
like the sooner I'm going to get answers.
Yeah.
But that's just how life is. And I would say for you guys too, like for all of us, like that's just how life is. Life is not easy. Like as we all know, like like we might be having this beautiful day and then something happens.
Yeah.
But not because of that happened, that means that your dreams or your goals, you need to stop. You just need to keep moving
That's
forward.
it.
Push it, keep moving forward, like keep moving forward. And also surrounding yourself with the right people.
100%.
That could be your family and friends. Even with family sometimes. Even your own family won't support you. Yeah, even your own family, they won't believe in you. And that's okay. And don't take it bad. It's just like you were born and raised with them and they see you as a kid. Now you grow up and it's like, okay, like you cannot sell real estate. Like, I don't see, yeah. But then the other people from the outside
Yeah.
are like the ones that are going to believe in you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes once that happens, they believe in you, you believe in yourself.
Absolutely.
And you go back to your family, and then your family's like, I knew you were going to make a real estate broker. Yeah, and that's just the way it happens. That's just the way it is.
And it's like
Yeah.
life is such a beautiful thing, and the journey itself is like almost important than the goal. You know,
Yes.
everybody has these goals, but it's like you said, you know, when you got your car, it's like, what's the next biggest and greatest thing that I can achieve? You know, how can I push myself? You know, how far can I take my life? You know, how high can I get to? You know, and you
Yes.
keep pushing, but it's like that journey that you go on and that person that you become. You know, and by the end of the life, you know, you're like, dang, you know, I achieved so much. You know, I networked, I met the right people, I had that mindset. You know, I never gave up. I kept pushing, and I just had that fighter mentality, and I achieved so much. And like that's the difference. It's so close. It's scary. You know, between success and not having success. You know, it's not giving up. You know, if you have that dream and if it's a burning desire and you want to achieve that so bad with every ounce of your mind, body, and soul, you're going to do whatever. You're going to take that test a million times. I guarantee you, if it took you a million times to take that test, you would have done it.
It's like Edison.
Yeah.
The light bulb. A thousand tries.
And all those failures, though,
Yeah.
like I truly believe God's not going to put anything in your life, any challenge in your life that you can't handle. And every single time you fail, it's not a failure, it's a win because you're learning from every mistake.
true.
Every single time you failed that test, I guarantee you were learning. And
Yes.
it prepared you. And when you finally passed, that was like the biggest moment in your life right then and there. And you had to work so hard for it.
Yeah.
It pumped you up that much more and made you appreciate that much more.
That's
And
true.
that's how life is. You know, we all have these challenges. Me and Dalton were just talking about it last week. We're like, we've been putting so much effort into this podcast. Our last video had like only a couple views, but I told him, I go, we're not losing the faith. I go, I don't care if we have to put out 10,000 videos. We're going to make this thing work.
Yes.
I go, because we're truly trying to come from a good place. We're trying to help others. We're trying to motivate people. They're coming along our journey. They're coming along your journey now. And we're going to keep doing it. I don't care how long it takes. And I think that's why we get along so well, because we have that same mentality. And we're going to do whatever we need to do to have success.
That's great. And I totally agree. And something that you mentioned, the burning desire. It's like that comes from Andrew Carnegie, Napoleon Hill. And how did I learn that? How did I find out? Because I read a book. But also, let's say even though I wouldn't have read a book, but networking with the right people, having the right friends, like good sphere of influence,
Absolutely.
Brian would have shared with me. Say, what's the burning desire, Brian? And that's something that key word might inspire me. It's like, oh, okay, I love the burning desire. And it's a great story about the burning desire.
Absolutely.
And things like that you read through books. It's not like who wrote the book is not someone who just invented it. No, it's through past history. All those great people like Rockefeller, Andrew Carnegie. What's the other guy's name? The king of the trails. I forgot his name.
Thomas Ford.
You're talking
Thomas Ford was Edison, Tesla at that time too.
that show on History Channel, The Men That Built America.
Men Who Built America.
I love that.
Yeah, it's a great. Like I watch all those episodes 4 or 5 times. And I would say something that I share with my family too, my brothers, my girlfriend. Watch TV, but watch. I would say 78% something that you're going to learn. Watching movies, okay, but I feel like a lot of times we waste time watching movies.
Yeah.
Like I've been living here for 10 years, and I'm not going to lie to you. When I moved into testing, that was my first place. After living there for 6 or 8 months, I finally ended up buying a TV. But since then, I didn't have no TV. It's just distractions.
Yep.
Yeah, like I know people that, like, including my family, that they get off from work at 6, 7, and they watch TV from 7 to 9, 10, 11 p.m. And then all of a sudden 10 years pass by. Yeah. And if you're going to watch TV, watch something valuable that is going to help you out. Men Who Build America,
that show's awesome.
You learn a lot. You learn how they used to think before.
And it like motivates you too.
It motivates you. That's correct.
And it's like having this podcast, like surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals, because I truly believe whatever you are on the inside, that's going to be a reflection on your physical reality. And it's crazy. I truly believe like we're really good friends, like I said, because we have we have similar thoughts. We have the similar mentality. And it's like surround yourself with people that you want to become one day. You know, if you want to have a certain lifestyle, surround yourself with those people. And I truly believe if you have that in your heart, if you have that in your soul, you're going to attract those things into your life. And it's like you said about your car, go touch the dream. You know, because when your energy coexists with what you want in life, it becomes one. And it may not be right then and there, but if you don't lose faith and you keep it in your mind's eye and you keep visualizing, you keep, praying about it and you keep working hard towards those goals, one day you will achieve it 100%. 100%. But surround yourself with those people, because it's a whole lot easier when you share your ideas to people and they raise you up. Your energy, because
help you out.
Your one mind is so powerful, but when you surround yourself with several minds, it becomes that much more powerful. And like this podcast right now, and thank you so much. Me and Dalton have a ton of gratitude for coming on our podcast. And you have a great message and a great story, but like just talking about where we want to go in life, talking about your story. Like I'm getting so motivated right now. I'm getting so pumped up, and hopefully you guys can feel that through the camera. And if you're new to this channel, give us a thumbs up, like, share, subscribe, put something in the comments below. But like right now, I don't know if you guys can feel it, but like that energy right now about us just having this conversation, like I'm like, let's go get it done. Like let's turn off the camera and let's go achieve our dreams. Honestly, 100%.
That's true. And I would say, just to like finish this right here, so going back to my stepfather question, like where do you see yourself 10 years from now? Like I achieve it. So I'm the owner of Crown Real Estate Team. That's my brokerage. I also have my broker license and my mortgage license, all under one umbrella and under the corporation as well. Even to start corporation, it takes a lot of paperwork and money too. So I mean, I have all of them included under one umbrella. And I would say, in Orange County, I'm definitely the youngest one to have all those licenses, but also there are thousands of agents. From all those thousands of agents, I would say there's probably only like 3 to 5 max that they have like all licenses under one umbrella. But like I said, I'm the youngest one, and not only that, I've been living here only for 10 years. Those people, they were born and raised here, so there's a huge advantage. I needed to start from zero, build friends, relationship, clients. If I was doing real estate in Mexico, where I was born and raised, I'll be like, wow, like I would be just killing it. I'm killing it right now, like in real estate mortgages. But if I was in Mexico with all my sphere and influence, it's a huge help. But yeah, 10 years later, like I'm here, and I would say I'm thankful, like to all my friends, relationship, all the people, all my clients who had given me an opportunity to help them out, from the first client to like the most recent one. Also thanks to God. And it's just like all the positive like vibes, all the positive like thoughts that like through my friends, my family, co-workers that has shared with me. Like that's what it has helped me out to get where I'm at right now. And so thank you again for having me here. And yeah, like if I was able to accomplish it, everyone can accomplish it. But again, hopefully I would say through this video, there's just like I watch Men Who Build America, and through those conversations I selected like key words that I carried them with me, burning desire, the law of attraction, things like that, that it has helped me out to succeed, I was saying, live and continue. We always learning. Saying like from my English, there's some words too that I'm still learning. We never stop learning. The minute you stop learning, I think that's when you
Start dying.
start dying. And so it's just like I hope you guys like from this video, you guys can pick a couple words that you guys like, do research, learn more about the burning desire, law of attraction, taking
Massive action.
Yeah, max action, and apply it to your life. It doesn't have to be just your job, your career. No, it could be with your spouse, your wife, your husband, your kids, everything. That goes towards everything in life.
Which is great advice. So for our followers, if you can give everybody one takeaway right now that has made the biggest impact on your life, what would you recommend our followers?
Every 2 or 3 years, like make a big step. So see yourself where you were 2 or 3 years ago, and if you don't see a big step, a big jump, that means you're comfortable where you're at. So, and when you're comfortable where you're at, that's I would say that's wrong. Not that it's wrong, but it's bad, because you just stay there like you every
Stagnant.
yeah, you just need to improve yourself every 2 or 3 years. Same thing with fitness. Like I can see you, like you probably work out, and I'm sure like for you, like
Constant
every 2 or 3
improvement.
years, like you do a big like a push, right? Like when you're working out, and if you don't see that big increase, then that's wrong, right? Like most likely you're maintaining there, or you might start losing your gains or your muscle. So that's the way I see it. Like every 2 or 3 years, when I started working, I was $10 an hour. Every 2 years, I got another job. I was getting paid a little bit more. Then from that, I got a career. From there, I was getting paid way more. And then from that career, I got another career, which is my real estate. And real estate was great. Real estate agent, realtor. I was doing great. But again, I know a lot of people, they stay there as a realtor.
Yeah.
They stay there, and then they ended up they retire as a realtor. No, another 2 years.
Keep pushing
Yeah,
yourself.
that's my broker license. Okay, I got my broker license. Another 2 or 3 years, a big jump. That's my mortgage license. Okay, once I got my mortgage license, corporation, build my office, boom. What's my next step? I mean, I have a couple goals and things like that, but I'm not done yet with my mortgage or real estate. No, I have all bigger goals now. Every 2 years, every 3 years, and I would say, if you're happy where you're at, if you're comfortable where you're at, that's okay. There's nothing wrong. But if you want to improve yourself, if you want to like improve, not just yourself, your like for you and your family.
Yep.
Yeah, because when you improve yourself, you help others. And others could be your kids, your wife, your husband, your mom, your dad. Imagine like me, like, or I seen videos, and that's my dream too. Buying like the house, like buying my mom's like dream car, buying my mom's house, buying my mom's like jewelry. Like that's a beautiful thing. Like that, I would say that I will like experience with my mom, with my family, and it will be always in my mind.
Absolutely.
That's like I'll be. And again, by improving myself every 2 or 3 years, I can achieve that. Not just for myself, that's to help others. That could be my friends, my family. I always try to help my friends, not just in real estate, but also in fitness. Like I invited Brian, let's go boxing. Hey, let's go get that cardio. Let's go bike riding, mountain biking, hiking, running, swimming. It's not just about like work or careers. It's about everything.
Absolutely.
Like being an athlete, staying healthy, helping each other, opening the door for someone. This person is carrying all these bags. Let's help them out.
Just being a good
It's
person.
being a good person. It's a nice feeling when you give when you give that help to someone.
Because like at the end of your life, you'll be on your deathbed. It's like you can achieve all you want, but it's like, what did you really do for other people?
That's
That's
correct.
what really matters.
And like
Yeah.
the craziest thing, I always say this, like we're magnets. Whatever you put out into this world, into this universe, you get that right back to you.
Yes.
So it's like you being a great person, and you're an awesome individual, and I love our friendship, but it's like you putting that out, you're going to get that back in return
That's correct.
10 times.
I believe it. Yeah.
100%. So it's like, just help others, and all your dreams, you're going to achieve anything you want, honestly, by your mentality and your work ethic. The sky's the limit for you, Robert. And I mean that 100%, friend to friend.
And yeah, like I said, just helping others and improving every 2 or 3 years. Every 2 or 3 years. And when it comes to others, that's people, but also the planet. That's plants, taking care of the mother nature. When I go bike riding, I don't throw trash. Like, no,
Yeah.
I take care of the mother nature. And when I see an animal, if it's injured, let's rescue that dog.
That's
rescue.
how I am. That's so funny.
It's not just the people. It's the mother nature, the planet, the streets, everything. You know?
God's creation.
That is correct.
And give
Yes.
gratitude
That is
every
correct.
single day of your life, no matter
Yes.
what situation you're in.
I agree.
Well, thank you again, Robert. Your story was awesome. Dalton, go ahead and sign us off.
All right, guys, don't forget to like, comment.
Subscribe, share our video, put something in the comments below, and we will have Robert on future episodes 100%. You've been an awesome guest, and we'll catch you guys on the next episode of Millennial Mindset. Take care.